Okay. Um, First things first, this is not gonna be a educational video. This is not gonna be a guru-ish video. This is gonna be another yap session, but something that is a bit more close to my heart. Something that have been troubling me for the past few months, especially like my relationship with God. And if any of you know me personally or have had a conversation with me in the DMs, know that God is a very important pillar in my life. And being an entrepreneur and also having to balance that with being a Christian, but also just being a regular guy has been an insane challenge. I've had my ups and downs, more downs than ups. Especially as an entrepreneur, you kind of get used to the ups and downs, but just being a Christian just really adds on to it. And I'm proud of myself for being consistent, for never giving up, for not stopping, not even taking like a single day break, because I've just been at it for like over a year back to back. And my relationship with God has taken a very negative toll from it. I tried before the summer like to balance it out and take like a few hours out of my day to like generally worship and pray and read my Bible. But when I came back home for the summer, I just got like super distracted. Everything kind of went left, and I came back and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get back on my not only my business grind, but I'm gonna get back on building up that relationship with God again. And I didn't. And since then, my business has only gone downhill. I haven't made a sale in quite some time. DMs are basically dead, even when I follow up. Money hasn't been coming in as much, and it's just been super hard because it's like this entire business is built on me performing. It's built on me like showing up every single day, and despite of me showing up, despite of me having the intention of putting out better quality content or interacting with my audience, it just kind of went left. I am right now currently kind of shadow banned from Instagram, and Instagram is my main way of making money because that's where I get all my traffic. That's where I get all the attention. And then it's my job to convert that attention into sales. But without getting the right traffic or enough traffic at all, I can't really convert that. Now, luckily, I have a known audience. I have a newsletter, and I've been kind of rolling my announcements and just providing value as I usually would through my emails. But that hasn't gone anywhere, at least not at a larger scale, because I've been having huge issues with like my domain and like deliverability and stuff. And it's like everything has been kind of compounding, and it's been super difficult to just keep going. And then again, this is what I signed up for. This is just the life of being an entrepreneur. This is just the life of being a Christian entrepreneur. Because whether I like to admit it or not, me separating God and business has taken in has had a very negative impact in my life, and I'm feeling it every day more and more. And it was like this weight to some extent of like this pressure of having to perform, of having to accomplish my goals, of having to do this and to do that, and everything needs to go my way and how I want to go, and it hasn't. I've been planning for the past few weeks to launch ads, and I've been wanting to do ads for so long. I've been wanting to go all in with ads for so long, but I can't because I've been having issues with my Meta account. And essentially my Meta is connected to my Instagram, and that has had an impact as well on my Instagram. Hence why traffic has been so low and money as well. And it's been super hard because God has been on the back of my mind during this entire process. And it's like, yo, you're supposed to be reading your Bible. You're supposed to at least sit down or get on your knees for like 5 minutes and pray. You should spend less time on the phone and more time on your Bible. You should spend more time praying or at least just talking with God, spending time with God than the business. And I would have days where I'm working for like 2 hours straight, 3 hours straight. Keep in mind, I'm not getting any results in the back end. And I'm just hearing this voice in the back of my head, like, I wish you spent more time with me as you did with the business. Or I would spend hours on the call with my girlfriend and I would have this thought or God's voice basically telling me, I wish that you spent more time with me than you did on the call with your girl. And it's something that I had just been really dwelling on my mind for quite some time. And it's hard. It's hard because I've been trying to separate business and God for so long. I've been trying to keep it separate because I know that my business, I have not been 100% authentic. I know I have not been 100%. I haven't been, I haven't used and haven't stand on integrity 100% with my business. And I can't walk around and say that I'm a Christian, but I'm not authentic. I'm not managing my business with integrity. And it's been huge in a negative way because my business has just gone downhill since I came back from the summer. So since September. So these last 3 months has been like extremely difficult. And specifically these last 3 months, I've been super distant from God. I've been slowly like listening to more secular music. I've been just spending more time on the business and playing video games. Haven't prayed as much or at all. Haven't even opened my Bible in so long. And it's like, it shows, right? And whether I like to admit it or not, God is an important part of my life. And me trying to separate business and God is just not possible. And I really do admire people that successfully separate their relationship with God and their business. That's great. But I just can't. I want to make God the center of my life. I want to somehow, some way involve God more in what I do, whether it be with work, with the business, with school, with my relationships, with my finances, with fitness, with my health, with just my decision making overall, and just involving God more. But I can't involve God into something that I'm not even like 100% proud of, or something that I know He wouldn't validate, something that He wouldn't approve, essentially. And it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And yesterday I went to church. Last night, Friday, I went to church. And it wasn't like I got a specific word from God or like a message from God or whatever. But last night, Friday, I went to church to the youth service. And it was like 100% worship. It was like, tonight is only going to be worship. And that's what we did for like an hour and a half. Just full worship. And I came back home and I felt so good. I felt so relaxed, so alleviated, so refreshed. And I was like, I really needed that because I put on myself this weight and this pressure that I knew deep down only God can handle. Only God can really take control of. I can't do it with my own strengths. And yesterday morning exactly, I had a dream as well. Oh, I'm not gonna say the details of the dream, but basically I was being attacked and I was trying to fight that thing with my own strength. And I literally woke up, and one of the first things that came to my mind, I literally sat down and I was like, what does this mean? And in the spirit, God just told me, you know what that thing represents, and you know that I am the only one that could put a leash on it. You know I'm the only one that can control it. You can't handle it with your own strength. And that thing is going to keep coming back unless you let it go or unless you give it to me. And yeah, that's really what it took. Like, sometimes, God speaks to me, sometimes He doesn't. Sometimes I feel His presence, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel very close to Him, sometimes I feel very distant, like I have been lately. And it's been crazy. It's been crazy. I like, life wise in and of itself, I don't feel like I've progressed much as I should. I feel like in terms of my vision is getting clearer, in terms of strategy it's getting better, but just the results just have not been there. And that has had a toll on my mindset. It has had a toll basically on my spiritual life because I haven't been maintaining my spiritual life. I haven't been maintaining my relationship with God, which is the most important thing and supposed to be the only important thing in my life. And just everything else in my life, specifically my business, has taken a very strong negative impact from that. And I'm only making this video to just, for the few of you that are actually watching this video that has gotten to this point, that a life without God is a very useless life. It's a very purposeless life. It's a very empty life. The emptiness that I felt these last 3 months wasn't as strong as the emptiness that I felt back in 2023 before giving back my life to Christ. But it was there, and I was trying to get rid of it, and I was trying to kind of cope with it by, you know, talking with my girlfriend, visiting my girlfriend, playing video games, or just working on a business. Keep in mind, I don't play video games like that, because I only play video games once I'm done with all my work, or I'm like doing what's the word? I'm gonna do deep work, but it's not 100% deep work. I'm like doing like 40 minutes of work and then like maybe 20-minute break by playing video games, and then just rinse and repeat, just recycling that. But yeah, that would be my way of like kind of coping with this slight emptiness, or this slight deep boredom, or this deep awareness that I know I should be focusing on God. And yeah, I just really wanted to make this video to kind of just let you guys know what's been going on. I'm gonna be more honest. I'm gonna be more authentic. I'm gonna just share more of my personal story and my thoughts in life, especially like about God, because God is like a very important pillar in my life. And just not talking about Him in my videos is just like disrespectful, right? Like I talk about my business. I talk about things that has happened in my life. I talk about my story. I've mentioned my friends. I've mentioned my parents. I've mentioned relationships. But I very, very few times do I mention God, and God is like super important in my life. And I want to do business the right way, with God guiding me. I don't want to do it with my own strength. I don't want to achieve my goals for 2025 with my own strength like I did in 2024. And don't get me wrong, 2024 has been a great year. I've had great experiences. I've made a lot of money, but I've always had this thought in my head that, imagine how much more you could accomplish. Imagine how much more money, or what level you could achieve, if you had God in the image, if you had God guiding you every single step of the way. And my father would always tell me from a very young age that, learn from Solomon, learn from King Solomon. And King Solomon, if you don't know, was basically the wisest man on earth, if not the only wisest man ever. And he was basically wise because he asked wisdom from God. But before he even asked God wisdom, he was obedient to God. He was living a righteous life, and he was close to God. He had a relationship with God. And because he was faithful, because he was righteous and was loyal to God, God then allowed him, it kind of gave him a gift of wisdom. And it turned out to be great, because wisdom is one of those things that are aligned with righteousness. So God was like, okay, cool, I'm just going to give it to you. Because a lot of people would have just asked for money and riches and what's not. But King Solomon asked for wisdom. And I want to do the same. I want to ask God for wisdom. I want to ask God for guidance, because I know that His guidance is the best possible guidance I could ever get. Right? It doesn't make any sense for me to go back and forth and thinking about mentorship, or getting another course, or trying another strategy, and just running all over the place, instead of going to the number one place of righteousness, the number one source of wisdom, of riches, which is God. So I'm just saying this to really connect with anybody out there that is a Christian entrepreneur as well, or is just an entrepreneur overall and has been kind of struggling with their relationship with God. The only thing I have to say is just give it to God. Honestly, just like sit down, breathe, and just give it to God. I know that, especially me, I still struggle with this to this day, is that we, like us as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we start this entire journey because we have some strong insecurity, and us doing self-improvement and running a business is a way to satisfy our ego. And we have like a very strong ego, a lot of pride. And having a lot of pride and a lot of ego is not great when you're trying to walk with God, because you'll quickly understand that you're a sinner. Like, you're just a piece of flesh that by yourself you can't accomplish anything. Like, by yourself you may have all the riches and all of the success in life, but in front of God, you're just a sinner. And in all reality, that's really what it is, because you might think that you're rich, but there's definitely somebody else out there that is richer. You might think that you're fit, but there's definitely somebody out there that is fitter. You might think that you're handsome or smart, and there's somebody out there that is 10 times what you think you are. So chasing this fulfillment of pride and ego just doesn't go anywhere. And at the end of the day, the only person that can fill in that gap is God. And I've had to learn that the hard way. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna leave God guide me and how I'm gonna manage my business moving forward, especially for 2025, because I know that I have the potential to be so much more. I know that God has so much in plan for me, but because of my stubbornness, because of wanting to do things with my ego, with my pride, I haven't gotten there yet. So this is a pretty long video. Just a pretty long yap session, no cuts, no edits, no nothing. If any of you guys are entrepreneurs or just Christians overall, don't hesitate on hitting me up. I would love to make more Christian friends, because in all honesty, I don't have any Christian friends. So any of you that just want to talk about God, or you just need help with your business, don't hesitate to send me a DM or book on a free call. This free check-in call, we're just going to have a conversation. And yeah, talk soon.